In a log house in northern Ontario, 5 tiny babies beat the odds.
Dionne, Annette, Cecile, Marie over there, and Emile over there.
From their very beginnings,
In their first beds were the butcher's meat baskets.
the Dionne quintuplets were closely watched by many. Early on, their father agreed to display the girls at the Chicago World's Fair, then quickly changed his mind. Still, the Ontario government intervened. It removed the babies from their family, made them wards of the Crown, and moved them to a special nursery and observatory called Quintland.
It's the home of those 5 amazing children, the wonderful little girls who have taken the heart of the world by storm, the Dionne quintuplets.
For years, they were on display, their everyday lives under the watchful eyes of thousands of curious strangers. A multi-million-dollar tourist industry was built around them.
Annette Dionne, a woman getting older.
Today, Annette and Cecile Dionne are the last surviving sisters. In recent years, they've mostly shied away from the spotlight.
C'est fatigant, tu sais. Puis on peut pas être naturel, toujours être surveillé.
But the sisters have recently given several media interviews in the hopes of saving the house they were born in. They last visited that house in North Bay nearly 20 years ago.
It will always hold a very special place in our art. This is where it all started.
For years, it was a museum, but attendance dwindled and it closed in 2015. North Bay City Council recently voted to relocate the house within the city. It's been moved before from its original location in a neighboring town. Now the sisters want the federal government to pay to operate and preserve it for years to come. The Federal Heritage Ministry says it has yet to receive a formal request for funding. For the Dionne sisters, the house is a symbol of their story, both their incredible birth and the struggle that followed.
It was not human thing that happened to us. And we don't want it to happen again with more other children.
They hope it can serve as a reminder of the toll of exploitation on children. They still carry the pain of what they see as a stolen childhood.
C'est de l'exploitation, ça. On n'est pas des animaux.
The quintuplets were returned to their family in a new house when they were 9, but after years apart, the family bond was broken.
It was very hard. We were not a family. It was more happy to live in the nursery than at home.
In 1998, the 3 surviving sisters at the time got a $4 million settlement from the Ontario government. It came as the sisters were struggling to make ends meet in their adult lives. This weekend, Cecile and Annette turn 83. They used to get countless birthday cards, but over the years, the well wishes have petered out.
Il y en a moins. Il y en a beaucoup moins. Mettons 6 là, maintenant. Là. Mais ça fait rien. They're nice to write.
They know the wow factor of their story has faded and say these days even their own children just aren't as interested. Annette says she gave a book about her life to one of her sons, but he never finished reading it.
Well, a new generation, you know, the big difference. No? I don't want to be sad about that. I think that's the way it goes.
It means they can live a much quieter, more private life today than they did as children. They've learned to rely mostly on themselves, but on each other too.
Moi, je ne vais pas trop compter sur elle, parce que je me dis, quand une ou l'autre va partir, ça va être plus difficile. It's the same thing for me.
Because they know there are few others who could ever truly understand their childhood experience that forever shaped their lives. Alison Northcott, CBC News, St. Bruno, Quebec.